Hey everybody, it's Mr. Davis. I'm here with an extra drawing tutorial, and it's a nice day out, but I thought it would be really fun to do a little bit of drawing. You could save this for a rainy day if you like, but I was gonna stick with the whole Pokemon theme, and I would like to draw a Charizard today. So I know a lot of people are big fans of Pikachu, a lot of people are big fans of Charizard. There's a lot of other ones that stand out. I was thinking of drawing an Eevee soon, just those basic Pokemon that we all know and love. So if you want to follow along, you can. I have a picture of a Charizard in front of me. I'll break down how I like to draw it, just working with shapes. If you want to follow along, simplify, do it your own way. I'm going to get another sheet of paper. That one was kind of wrinkly. There we go. There's a new fresh one. So if you'd like to follow along, please do. Or if you want to save it for another date, please do. So in the Pikachu, the last one I did, I started off with the head. This one I'm going to start off with the body. Now, I have a pretty wide shot of Charizard. He's got his wings open. So I'm going to do a nice wide view. You can hear the wind creaking my door open. Sometimes we do this portrait view. Today I'm going to do this wide landscape view of Charizard. So today I'm going to start with the body. The body's pretty large. So right in the middle of the page, not too big because we got to make room for the head, the wings, the tail, the legs. Right in the middle of the page, I'm going to draw kind of an egg shape. So what makes an egg shape different from an oval is eggs are usually a little bit skinnier on top. So I've got this kind of egg shape started out here, like that. And it never hurts to go over it a few more times. Now in the middle of this egg shape, I'm going to make a smaller egg, just like this. And this will become the body and the underbelly of Charizard. So we've got a couple egg shapes, one big one, and right at the bottom of it, another one. All right, now I see a neck. So for the neck, I'm thinking a couple curved lines here, kind of like you're drawing a snake, like that. One for one side of the neck, one for the other. And then Charizard's head is a little bit triangular. I'm gonna say, let's go with the egg shape again, but we'll do it kind of upside down. So just like this. So instead of the wide part being on the bottom, now the wide part's on the top. I'm going to give Charizard a couple little horns. They look kind of rounded, like a giraffe's horns might be. That. And then Charizard has the face of a dragon. And when I do dragons, I usually draw their eyebrows first. So one brow, another brow right in the middle, just a couple curvy lines. And that just shows that they're kind of intense. They might even be a little bit angry. You know what? I'm going to move over this one brow a little bit over here. Because you're not going to see this eye. This eye is on the other side of Charizard's face, but you will see this eye. So let's make a triangle eye. Like that. And then we're going to do the pupil. So leave a little space, block off this little square over here. This is going to be black. And remember, if you want to make it shine, just leave a little bit of it white. Charizard in this picture has kind of an intense, almost like a frowny, or sort of a frown going on because he's looking kind of intense. So I'm going to erase this little line here. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow the side of my egg shape here with a little line like that. Come around, Just make sure we got the other side of the face there. I'm gonna add a couple little nostrils. He's got little slit nostrils because he's a dragon. And just make, you know, if you want to go around the outside of the face, make sure you got those shapes okay. So right now we have a neck, a body, a head, and you can hear my door creaking. So now let's do a couple of arms. So with Charizard, he's got the top of his arm, and then it kind of comes off at a little bit of an angle there, and then there's the rest of his arm. So we'll follow along the bottom side of this arm like that. Same thing over here. We're going to make the top of the arm on both sides like that. We're going to make the bottom like that, because his arm's kind of tilting like a claw in the picture that I have. And let's give Charizard some claws. So let's do one claw here. So kind of like what we just did with the arm. We'll do the top of the finger, the bottom of the finger, and then a little triangle for the claw. He's only got 3 claws. So top of the finger, bottom of the finger, and a little triangle claw. And then over here, we're going to put the other claw over here. So this is just the back of his hand. Top of the finger, bottom of the finger, and a little claw, like that. All right, let's do the other side. So bottom of the finger, top of the finger, little triangle claw. Let's put one right here, top of the finger, bottom of the finger, little triangle claw. Right over here, top of the finger, bottom of the finger, little triangle claw. And we gotta draw the back of the hand. Any way that you draw 3 claws, even if it's different from this, if this way is frustrating and you have a different way in mind where you say, oh, Mr. Davis, I like to draw a triangle, and then add some claws to that. I don't know, it's up to you. Whatever is the way that you like to do it. There's lots of different ways to do hands and claws and talons and things like that, so I'm gonna leave that up to you. Alright, we're gonna do the legs. So the legs are pretty round. Charizard has some pretty big beefy legs. So I'm gonna start with kind of a diamond shape. I'm gonna do a really light diamond shape over here. Strong legs on Charizard. Over here I'm gonna erase this little bit where the diamond overlaps my body. Over here I'm not. I'm actually gonna go over this side of my diamond because this side is going over the body. And I'm actually gonna erase my other line there. So I've got 2 diamond shapes for the legs. You can round them out a little bit because usually in the body there aren't many straight lines. So we've got that going on. I'm going to make a couple little rectangles for the feet. Rectangle here, like that. And now this should be way easier than the hands. So for the claws here, on this side, I'm gonna do some diamond shapes. The claws are pointing at us, so I'm gonna make them a little bit diamond like that. Same with over here, I'm gonna do 3 diamond shapes for the claws, like that. Now the tail should be pretty easy. It's just kind of a snake shape that gets smaller towards the end, so make kind of a slight curve there. And start thick and make it slightly get smaller and smaller as you go, just like that. You can add some flames to the end. Everyone's got a different way of doing flames. And now the wings. Last step are the wings. And if you need to pause and replay any of these steps, that is just fine. So with wings, I start out with a big triangle shape. That's my favorite way to make wings. You can kind of tilt your shape up. As long as it's kind of a nice light triangle. Charizard has these kind of knobs on the top of his wings, just like on the top of his head, so I'm going to add those. And then all I'm going to do is trace the outside of my triangle, just the top part, not the bottom part. Bottom part we're going to leave alone. Now, I'm going to take a line and I'm going to follow the inside of this part all the way up near there. I'm not touching anything, I'm just following it. And I'm going to follow that top line all the way down to the body. Same thing over here. I'll do it again so you can see. I'm going to take a line and it's going to start off at the same spot, but it's going to follow my top line. You can go nice and slow like this if you want. And it doesn't touch anything up here, but it's going to follow where this top line is going. Now if you know the letter M, whoa, easy there. Like the lowercase letter M, like that. I know that's a simple way to draw birds in a picture too. We're going to take that same kind of loopy point motion. So if you want to practice it a couple times, making that loop, loop like that, that is what we're going to do to the bottom of the wing. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to go loop, loop like that. Same with over here. I'm going to go loop, loop, just like a lowercase m. If you want, on these 2 points, you can add a little line that goes up towards the top. That just lets you know that there's a little spot in the wing there where it folds out. So I'm going to do it in Sharpie, and I like to do the outside of Charizard with a thick marker. I have a thin one for the inside. You can do the whole thing with one marker if you want. And that should look good too. I'm just going to go around our pencil lines. So I could erase those and color with marker if I want to. Just going around the outside of the shapes. Some might overlap a little like this. Now if yours doesn't look exactly like mine, I've got to tell you a secret. I've drawn Charizard a lot of times. Mine don't always look like this. Follow those lines. The hands, I think, are probably the trickiest part. So if you had trouble with the hands, don't worry about it. It doesn't have to look like mine. You can come up with your own way to draw them. That's fine too. So again, I'm just using the big marker on the outside, the outline, the inside shapes. I'm going to use a smaller marker. Any lines you don't like, you can erase. Just reflecting on the news from the state. I know that we won't be seeing each other until the fall. Whoa, Charizard, trying to fly away. I know we won't be seeing each other till the fall, but I want you to know I appreciate everything you're doing at home, all the work you do, and I will try on my end, so I'm using my small marker for those details, I will try on my end to keep providing you with some nice drawing content you can do. So if you want to practice Pokemon, that's how I'm going to start this little series here. And if you have any requests for certain things you want to draw, This all started from my friend Mason asking me how to draw Pikachu. So if you have specific requests, maybe have your parent write it in the parents, what is it, the Brave Square app. Parent Square. That would be a way for me to see what people want. So just going over a few lines. I like those little details. Got to get the talons. Got to get the flame. Sometimes I make a shape inside of the flame like that. So I can color one yellow and one orange. Or orange and red, or yellow and red. Or you could add some blue flame, whatever you're feeling. You now have one of a kind Charizard drawing. And if you think you screwed it up, chances are you probably didn't. You probably made it cooler. But if you think you did, just say, hey, this was my first follow along Pokemon drawing, or my second, or my first follow along Charizard drawing. Don't let it get to you. If we defeat ourselves, we don't keep drawing. So try not to defeat yourself. It can be hard sometimes. There are things Mr. Davis can't draw. Cannot draw very well, certainly. So everybody gets defeated sometimes, but there's my eraser shavings, and there is my one-of-a-kind Charizard drawing. I will try and post more of these. I'll keep going with the Pokemon theme for a little while. Send me a message if there's something special you like. I miss all of you. I can't wait to see you next, and keep drawing.